What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the garage. So first things first, why is Caitlin running? Well, the reason Caitlin is running is we actually just changed the thermostat in her. The truck really hasn't been getting warm. Well, it's been getting warm, but it hasn't been getting hot. Like heading to work and all, the average temperature of the truck, it'll be like, if I'm not moving too hard, around 160, 165. And then it'll go up to 180 or something if I'm really kind of getting it a little bit. So the truck's not getting as hot as it should. Normally that truck stays around between 185 and 190, and once it gets up, that temperature stays there. So I think we had a thermostat issue. I changed that out because, well, I had one between the race truck and stuff we've done to Caitlin. I just got extra parts all over the place. So anyway, speaking of the race truck, what are we getting into tonight? Well, it's a little damp out. So I don't know if you guys can tell. It's currently raining a little bit. So we're not going to be doing anything outside, which is why I wheeled the axle out from underneath the frame. That way when we clean this thing up, we can do it outside, keep some of the mess outside for once. One thing about taking the axle off kind of sucks because when we cut all these brackets up, yeah, we got to do it here in the garage. Not that making a mess in the garage here is anything new. My garage, honestly, is pretty trashed. It needs a thorough cleaning and paint job, just from all the stuff we've been doing in here. So what I really need is pole barn. So maybe this year, I don't know. We're gonna build one eventually, but I don't know when. But for right now, we still have to work here in the garage. So that's where we're gonna start. I'm gonna actually look at the weather. If it kind of peters out here, we'll roll the axle out and do that. But for now, we're gonna get started on the frame, just start cutting our bracket tree off. I haven't decided exactly how I'm gonna go about it yet. I think I'm gonna start with a torch and kind of cut the majority of the brackets off and then just grind down the welds, and we'll go from there. Also, I'm going to get rid of these two brackets for the fuel cell because we're going to a smaller fuel cell. We really don't need a 15-gallon fuel cell for something that's only going to make a quarter-mile hit. So I think a 5-gallon or so fuel cell is going to be what we're going to go to. Well, anyway, guys, we'll let Caitlin warm up and we'll get the cutting and dicing this thing up. So Caitlin is starting to warm up already just while I was getting the torches out. All week she's just been struggling to get warm, and it wasn't even that cold in the mornings. So I think we're good on the thermostat. I think the old one was stuck open, so now we're all right. That being said, I was setting up our torches and we will not be using them tonight, and there is a very good reason for that. So we have a nick in our oxygen line, so we are not going to be using our torches tonight. Now, you guys might think, oh, it's just oxygen, what do you care? Well, if you guys remember, with like the Apollo spacecraft, I know I'm kind of getting a little nerdy here, but pure O2 is not good.
Hey, we got fire in the cockpit. Hey, we got a bad fire!
It is an accelerant. It will, you know, if there's the potential for that oxygen to get caught in my sweatshirt or something like that, and then, you know, a spark hits it and then it goes up. So we will not be using the torches tonight because I don't think I have a spare hose anywhere. That's unfortunate. We are going to get the bulk of these brackets off with that, but oh well. Looks like we're going to be using the Metabo tonight. Not that it's anything new to me, but that's how we're going about it. So let's get the grinding and cutting. Well, we finally have just about a fresh canvas. So I got all the brackets cut off. Really, not having the torch kind of sucked because, well, it just did. Because the torch would have blown right through it and we'd be where we're at now much quicker. But anyway, with all that aside, when I first started doing it, I was trying to take like all the metal off at once, trying to cut the welds and all. Yeah, that was just a pain. I got to like this shock mount and I was trying to beat it back and forth because I really couldn't get in there good. So after that, I just started making big cuts to get the big pieces out of the way and then got the little stuff. So now we're down to the point where all we got to do is kind of clean up all these rough edges, all the leftover weld and stuff like that. Get that off. We'll be using our tiger wheel, our sanding disc to get all that stuff off, and then we'll have a fresh, ready frame. I must say though, looking at the truck like this, somebody commented on the last video saying that, you want to back half it. Well, when you're looking at it like this, you start thinking to yourself, like, really, how much more work is it? We're already going to be doing the suspension on it. What is it to make a couple little frame rails? But we're going to have restraint and not do anything like that because I don't want to fall into the same trap we fell into last year where we did the cage, took up way more time than we ever anticipated. So we're going to just continue on with our full frame 4-link and go from there. We can always cut stuff out and do that later, but we definitely want to race the truck this year, so we're not going to do anything. This 4-link is actually a little bigger project than I was originally going to do. I just want to get everything tidied up and whatnot, but we're here now. We're going to do the full frame 4-link and go forward. Anyway, all this metal came off the truck. These big front brackets for the leaf springs, yeah, they're a lot heavier than I thought. Yeah, so we got a good bit of metal here. So with that stuff and our leaf springs, I'm sure we're down 200 pounds for sure. So anyway, we're gonna clean the rest of the frame up, get all that weld off and all that kind of stuff, and that'll probably be it. But our frame will be ready to accept the 4-link. We'll just have to work on getting our axle ready and kind of do the same thing to that. Shouldn't be as much of a bear, but anyway, let's get to grinding some more. We're all cleaned up and smoothed out. Got all of our weld off. All of our brackets are completely off and laying over here. Like I said, these bigger ones, they are definitely a little more weight than I thought. I mean, if you look at them, they're like 1/4 inch plate. But yeah, so got all that crap off, all the weld, everything. When we're ready to do our 4-link, we'll get everything kind of figured out, and then we can go back with the grinder and just clean up, get all the paint off, clean all the metal. But we are ready. I mean, this thing is a complete blank canvas back there. Like I said before, it's very tempting to just go like chop, chop, and do kind of like a mini back half or something like that, or even a full back half, but we're not. I learned my lesson from last year with the cage, and I don't want to fall in that same trap. I know there's a lot of weight to be saved, but we're already doing something a little out of my, I don't want to say comfort zone, but something I haven't done before with the 4-link. I don't want to go full Monty with the whole back half. And also, talking about weight and all, here's all our grind shavings from the night. We got quite the pile of stuff, and that's just the stuff that's not in the rest of the garage or on me, because I'm probably filthy. Kind of sucks that we had that hole in our oxygen line on our torch, so we couldn't use it. I mean, we could have, but it's just not worth the possibility, because that just would be a bad situation. So anyway, we got all of our bracketry off. The frame of the truck is ready for the 4-link. We just have the axle left to go. We got to clean the axle up, get our shock mounts off, get our leaf spring perches off, and clean up the axle so it's ready. There's another maybe thing that I want to do to it that I haven't decided on yet, but anyway, we got to clean the axle up as well. I did today cut the brackets for our 4-link, so all our brackets are cut in half, so that way we can put them on the axle and then tack them together, since we're not, you know, stripping the whole axle with all the you know, wheel assembly stuff. So that's all ready to go. We just got to strip the axle, and then we'll be ready to apply our 4-link to the frame. We'll be ready to start figuring that all out, which will take some time, because we're going to definitely make sure all of our measurements are on the money. We don't want to screw it up. So anyway, guys, I know it was just a bit of grinding and all, not as much as we did last year. You know, we're going to be getting our welding. This is like a little mini fab project in comparison to our cage. But yeah, things are going well. The frame's looking good. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell if you want notifications. I think that's how it works. That's what other people say. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Get out in your garage, get the wrenching on your truck.